You guys may or may not have seen this brand new artist on the rise, Baby Bartier. This guy is low-key going kind of crazy recently. He's been gaining so many monthly listeners. He's already at 30,000 and it hasn't even been that long since he really started getting some traction. And he's been kind of going crazy. Now to me, his sound sounds like it's heavily derived from early 2021, 2020 Ken Carson era of music, with these bouncy beats but a melodic with kind of a hyper flow. It's very interesting to see a sound that we haven't heard in a very long time pop off. People aren't really making this type of music anymore. I know there's definitely still some people that are making similar types of music, but it hasn't really popped off for anyone. And now that Baby Bartier is here making this kind of stuff, he's working with more current prods like Patrick, who obviously produces a lot for 9, and kind of making this sound a little more relevant, and people are actually listening to it. And I've heard a lot of people talk about him recently. He's definitely a well-known member in the underground community. It's very interesting though to see a sound that wasn't really a huge wave, because a lot of people made this kind of sound, especially somebody like Ken Carson, who was pretty big at the time and is super big now. It's interesting because it's not something like Plug and B where it's a whole entire wave of the underground was doing it, or rage music like it is right now. This was just something that people were making, but it wasn't really a super popular thing. And now Baby Bartier has taken it and is kind of doing his own thing with it. And it's really interesting to see that it's still relevant and it's still able to be something that people will actually pick up and listen to. Now, I believe this Friday, Baby Bartier is dropping his debut album, Nightmare on Rodeo, which I'm honestly very excited for, because having a sound like this turn into kind of an album, making it as a project, is going to be really interesting to see where he kind of goes with it, because it's not just one sound that he really sticks to. He does have quite a few different varieties of things that he does hop on, and I think that gives him a lot of variety and a lot of movement for where he can kind of pick up audiences from different places in the underground, because he's not making rage music. So he's picking up different people from different spots, and I don't see a lot of people that listen to heavy rage music listening to him, at least not right now. But seeing this project come out and really kind of solidifying himself in the underground, because this will be it's not going to be his make or break album, because he hasn't even really started something yet. He doesn't have a huge fan base or a cult following or anything like that. But this album will kind of set the tone for what we have to come for at least the rest of the year and maybe the years after, because this will probably bring a lot of new people in, a lot of new listeners, a lot of new people that will this is going to be their first big impression of him, because this album is going to be pushed heavily, I'm assuming, because it's a debut project. The thing with debut projects is that a lot of people don't listen to artists a lot until they have their first album. They might listen to a few singles, but they're not going to have a very good idea of whether they like them or not up until they release a project, because that's what people really care about. People care about listening to albums. They care about, how does each song work with each other? How does the album start? How does the album finish? How does it hold up for months and years to come? And that's when it's really going to show the longevity of his career, which I don't see him dying out in the first couple months like a lot of artists do. I think he's got a huge place in the underground. I just think he needs to kind of gain his audience first, and I feel like working with these prods that he's been working with, he's really going to take it far. And I think he's going to end up working with a lot more producers that are big in the underground right now, and I'm really hoping that he does put this shit to use. He has the ability to really change some stuff here, and because he's not making rage music, I kind of like him a little bit more for that. I love his music, but I like the fact that it's not rage. And it's not that I'm hating on rage music, it's just that I'm kind of tired of it, and I'm glad that we're seeing other people making other music that isn't just rage music popping in the underground. And that's what is really important to me, honestly. I think he can go really far with this project, but obviously this is going to be his big first impression for a lot of people, and I'm really hoping he delivers on it. So anyway, what do you guys think of Baby Bartier? Have you listened to him yet, or is this your first time hearing about him? Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you next one. Take care.